Hello and welcome to Basics for Gamers presents D&D 5th edition Basics of Cover. Cover may be the most important element of tactical combat. It will determine where you move, where your opponents move, and where is the safest place to be on any given turn. If a target is behind any object that might hinder your ability to attack them, then they have cover from you. Cover comes in three varieties: half cover, three-quarters cover, and total cover. If you do not have any line of effect to your target at all, then they have total cover and may not be targeted. For example, there's a solid wall between you and your target. You may still have a line of sight to the target if it's behind a wall that's transparent, a glass window or a magic wall for example, but they will still have total cover and you will not be able to attack them directly. However, some magical effects that attack an area may still be able to work around that obstacle and damage them. If at least 75% of a target is behind an object that would block line of effect, then they have three-quarters cover from your attacks and receive a +5 bonus to armor class and a +5 bonus to dexterity saving throws. Examples might include when a target is behind a wall that has a very narrow window or an arrow slit, or at the crest of a wall that has battlements. Half cover is probably the most common type found in combat. If more than half of your target is behind an object that blocks line of effect to them, then they receive a +2 bonus to armor class and a +2 bonus to dexterity saving throws for half cover. Examples include a turned over table, waist-high wall, or a tree trunk. Also, all creatures, including your allies, grant half cover. If you attempt to shoot a longbow at an enemy and your friend is in the way, then that target receives the benefits of half cover. When using tactical rules for combat, cover can be determined simply. You start by selecting any corner of the square that your figure occupies, and then draw targeting lines from it to all four corners of any square that your target occupies. In the case of a size large or bigger target, you can choose any of their squares that you wish. For example, Dela is targeting the goblin with her longbow. We draw target lines from any of her corners to all four corners of the goblin. Here we see none of the target lines are blocked by an object, therefore the goblin has no cover. On his next turn, the goblin moves here. Again, we draw four targeting lines from one of Dela's corners to all four corners of the goblin. This time, two of the lines are blocked by the wall, and if one or two lines are blocked, then the target receives the benefits of half cover. Next, let's see what happens if the goblin moves one step over. Now 3 lines are blocked, so the goblin has 3/4 cover. Next, let's see how this would be different if Dela's target was larger. As she dispatches the goblin, an ogre comes charging into the corridor. Dela takes aim on it, and again we draw target lines from her corner to all 4 of the ogre's corners, and we see 3 are blocked by walls and would grant the ogre the benefits of 3/4 cover. But since her target is size large, she instead can select any one square occupied by her target, and instead draws her lines to just that one square, which means the ogre only has half cover instead of 3/4 cover because we can draw to this square. And just for the sake of discussion, if Dela moved here, then the ogre would have no cover from her, but the goblin would have total cover because she no longer has any line of effect to it at all. The rule of thumb to remember when dealing with multiple sources of cover is that they do not stack, meaning you do not add the bonuses from multiple sources together. Instead, you grant the target the benefits of the single greatest source of cover. For example, if you are making a ranged attack at an enemy who is standing behind a waist-high wall, and there's also an ally between you and them, then the target receives a +2 bonus to armor class and dexterity savings throws only once. You would not add both the sources together and grant the target +4 to armor class and dexterity savings throws. If the target was behind both a portcullis, 2 orcs, and a low wall, they'd only receive the benefits of 3/4 cover from being behind the portcullis. Again, just remember, you do not add the bonuses together, you only grant the benefits from the single best source of cover. Let's do a quick review. Whenever the target of an attack is partially or fully hidden behind a solid object, they have cover from your attack. If they are entirely behind a barrier, for example they're standing on the other side of a solid wall, then they have total cover and may not be directly attacked. If less than 25% of their body is exposed, say they're behind a wall with an arrow slit in it, then they have 3/4 cover. And if less than 50% of their body is exposed, they have half cover. Examples of this might be an enemy that's taking cover behind a tree, or behind an overturned table, or a low wall. And remember, a target that is behind multiple sources of cover only receives the bonuses from the single best source of cover. In other words, the bonuses do not stack, you do not add them together. With that, we'll bring this video to a close. If you found this video helpful, please give us a like, and don't forget to click that subscribe button and the bell so you never miss out on our future videos. Leave us a comment letting us know what topics you'd like to see covered in our future videos, and we can always be reached through our Twitter and Facebook pages too. If you'd like to use some of the maps that we feature in our videos in your own games, you can find them at Maps of Mastery. A link to that store can be found in the description. Thanks for watching, take care, and we'll see you soon with more basics for your favorite tabletop games.